So welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Something we haven't had news on for some time is the brand new Blade Runner series. Yes, you heard that right. We are actually getting a Blade Runner series. This is probably some of the first you guys are hearing about it. I've done videos on this in the past, but this is how SEO works. Doesn't really promote videos to some people or whatever. But point is, we're getting a Blade Runner TV series for Amazon Prime. It's called Blade Runner 2099. So it's set in the future to Blade Runner 2049, obviously. Ridley Scott is heavily involved. And we didn't really get that much news on this to begin with. He's kind of teased it here and there. And he said it quite offhand in parts. So because he said it offhand, I don't know if a lot of people took him seriously. Because he does say a lot offhand, right? Think about the Alien Covenant sequels that he spoke about. So there were going to be 5 at one point. It's kind of all over the place. So just to bring you up to speed, it was teased in the past. There were some videos done on it in the past, which I did. Now we're getting some new updates. And in fact, actually, we've got production locations. It's ready to go. So I don't know necessarily whether this is a good thing yet. Amazon Prime has very, very stringent diversity, equity and inclusion quotas, which are very, very detrimental to creativity. So I'm not going to say this is something to be massively excited about, because those quotas nerf the creative outlook and aspect for a lot of productions, and a lot of people take umbrage with Ridley Scott being in charge of a lot of things these days. Regardless whether you like him or not, that's just a basic fact. A lot of people don't like his input on a lot of things. So some people will be alarmed by that as well. But we do have an update. So we're going to take a look at it. Hit subscribe if you're new here. Turn the bell notifications on. And if you don't get notifications here, regardless of the bell being turned on, follow me over on Twitter at Missed Reviews, where I periodically share some videos over on Twitter as well. So hello there folks, and apologies for interrupting the video, but I just wanted to let you know that I have merch once again. Yes, MissedHShop.com is my brand new merch store, and as you can see, we've got some of the old designs, but there are some absolutely fantastic brand new designs. If you want to support the channel, this is the very best way to do that. Please do shop now at MissedHShop.com. It's a fantastic way to support the channel when we get heavy demonetization on YouTube. Anyway, thanks so much. Back to the video. Anyway, let's take a look, shall we? Blade Runner 2099. Jonathan Van Tulleken set to direct as Amazon series gears up for production in a new location. Now, I will say actually, this bodes well for another series. So around the same time this was announced, there was also announced an Event Horizon series, which I thought brilliant. We have nothing to do with Event Horizon for years. It would be great to see a sequel to that in a series format, or even a prequel in a series format. How cool would that be? But we heard nothing on that, so who knows? Maybe this will be positive and we'll hear something from that. But anyway, Deadline have the exclusive, and they say coming off directing and executive producing the first 2 episodes of FX's Shogun, which looks great. I haven't had a chance to see it, but that looks bloody spectacular. Jonathan Van Tulleken has been tapped to direct and executive produce the first 2 episodes of Blade Runner 2099. So that's good. Now, why is that good? Why is that good? Well, one, executive producer credit is very, very good. It means he'll have a creative input. Him directing the first 2 episodes is great. Why? Because he'll be directing what is considered to be a pilot. It's the first episode which sets the stage on a creative basis for the aesthetic moving forwards. That's what a pilot director tends to do. They set the aesthetic and everyone kind of replicates it, right? His work was great on Shogun. If you've looked at the trailers or anything like that, you'll be like, wow, yeah, okay, this is a good pick. Now, again, I've not watched Shogun. I'm not going to comment on that. But just from how it appears, cinematography-wise, very serious vibes, I think this is the right fit. It's also, Shogun, it also looked quite dark, which you want in Blade Runner 2099. You do want it to be dark, like, obviously. So, what is interesting is, though, Tolkien does replace another person, Jeremy Podeswa, who was originally set to direct the first 2 episodes but had to step away due to scheduling conflicts, as the Blade Runner 2099 production schedule was altered by the WGA strike. Interesting. I wonder if that's true or there's creative differences. I guess we'll learn further down the line. The series was originally slated to film in Belfast last summer in May. A couple of weeks into the writer's strike, it was revealed that due to the work stoppage, production on Blade Runner 2099 was delayed, likely until spring of 2024, so, like 2 months from now, basically. Northern Ireland Screen said at the time that the project had been prepping on the ground in Belfast for many months now. So they were in Belfast, but in October, it was reported that Blade Runner 2099 was moving away from Belfast. Interesting. Now, series studio Alcon has since set up production in Prague, in the Czech Republic, which has been attracting major sci-fi streaming series, including Apple TV's Foundation. That is interesting. If they spent a long... there'll be a reason for this, mark my words. You don't spend so long doing location scouting and then just scrap it. There would be some form of tax incentive, some form of safety issues. There'll be something going on there. To immediately move to Czech Republic, that's pretty much unequivocal, to be honest. So filming on Blade Runner 2099 is slated to begin April. So yeah, literally 2 months. So the limited series hails from Alcon Entertainment and Scott Free Productions, with Ridley Scott, who directed the original Blade Runner movie, executive producing Blade Runner 2099, which is a follow-up to Blade Runner 2049. Silke Luisa is writer, executive producer, and showrunner on the live-action series. So although showrunner, they don't necessarily set the stage if they're directing the pilot. So Michael Green, who wrote Blade Runner 2049, serves as a non-writing executive producer. That's because they're going to use elements... Right, just this is a guess, FYI. If he's getting a non-writer executive producer credit, that would be more than likely because they're following up directly with the things which he created in that movie. That tends to be what happens there. So Alcon co-founders Andrew Kosove and Broderick Johnson are also there. Alcon's head of TV, Ben Roberts, David Zucker, Clayton Kruger, Scott Free, Cynthia Yorkin. All these people are going to be executive producers, basically. Interesting. So in 2011, Alcon secured film, TV, ancillary franchise rights to produce prequels and sequels to Blade Runner. And since that time, Alcon has financed and produced Blade Runner 2049, as well as the recent Blade Runner Black Lotus, an anime series that debuted on Adult Swim and Crunchyroll. I think this is relatively good news. I mean, it's good to get an update on it. Whether this is going to be good or not remains to be seen. Obviously, we don't know yet. We just don't know. I think the issue is it's an Amazon series. And Amazon, although they have done great stuff, maybe because it's not produced by Amazon, then they don't have to abide by Amazon's DEI nonsense. That could be. That's the only saving grace there. But anyway, I'd love to hear your thoughts, so drop it down below. Thank you so much for watching. Cheers, guys. Take care. Bye-bye now.